Shalom. I want to start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Halal, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Again, the name of the Father is Yahweh. It's not Jehovah. Those are it's fake Hebrew. And his son's name is Yahweh Shai. Um, again, this is me saying this. The American economy is going down right now, just like during the time of Reagan, and there will be famines, pestilences, and plagues here in America and sedition among men. And this is happening now. Again, the RFID microchip implant, where they make an incision into the right hand here. Uh, they make an incision in the right hand and insert a RFID microchip inside the right hand. If you do not have it, you can't buy or sell. It's becoming mandatory here in America and the world. And this is happening right now. And again, every Muslim nation or every Muslim president of every Muslim nation is declaring war on Israel or vice versa. And there will be world war, major war in the Persian Gulf. And this is happening now. And also, every nation is rebuking America and hates America, and there's already kingdoms rising against kingdoms. Saudi Arabia, Israel, and America, are getting rebuked by all the nations right now for what they're doing to Iran and it's causing war and tensions. So there's tensions flaring up, between all the kingdoms. This is happening now. There's something I wanted to touch on. I was thinking of the book of Revelations. The Lamb opened the seals and let out the riders of the horses. And one of those riders that came out was the rider of the pale white horse. And I remember this quote from Barbara Marx Hubbard. She said that the Illuminati, and she included herself in it. She said, "This I quote, not me. I'm not speaking of myself, but I quote Barbara Marx Hubbard. She said, "We are the riders of the pale white horse. We do the selection process of who lives, who dies, and things like that. The Illuminati, you know." And again, Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Jesus, opened those seals to happen. A lot of death and destruction was the result of it. You know, so I wanted to touch on this is me just speaking verbatim. I'm tired. I don't want to butcher everything. I notice every time I'm tired, I start speaking in ignorance. I butcher things and I do more harm than good. So, but it's just something to think about. The Lamb opened those seals for all that death and destruction come upon the earth, and those things happened. All right, that it all happened. All right, so they themselves and everybody actually agrees with that they are the riders of the pale white horse. So I started thinking, when Yahweh Shai in the book of Revelations, he said, and the devil himself will cast you into prisons, going along with great tribulations, martial law, the FEMA camps, and concentration camps. It is going to happen. These places are here now, and it's happening now. So it wasn't speaking of the literal devil. It was speaking of the people. People can be devils. Again, Yahweh Shai said, "I have chosen you 12, and again, one of you is the devil." Something like that. People are the devil. Devil simply means deceiver. All right, and there's actually, I'm not going to say a mystery to the devil, but it was something that they understood in ancient times. The Jews, or the house of Judah, all of Israel understood at that time. I confirmed it. I looked it up myself and everything. And yeah, it's ancient beliefs. But that's another video. So the devil himself will cast you into prisons, which is the FEMA camps, martial law, and concentration camps, because of the great tribulation that's coming on America, and it's here now. All right. And me thinking, he did that. So either way, I was just thinking about that. I encourage everybody to read the prophecies of Isaiah on up, and because I know this is just. All right. So with that, I want to talk about the great tribulation. All right, and these things are happening now. You shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. Ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Okay, before World War III and nuclear destruction. For nation shall rise against nation. This is happening now. What I just mentioned, and kingdom against kingdom. It's happening now. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All right, so there already are famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places that are happening here right now, but there's going to be an uptick in it. It's going to be much more on a mass scale, according to Daniel 12, unlike the world has ever seen. You know, so these things are happening now: famines, pestilences, more earthquakes, and famines would be collapse of the economy, like even if truck drivers cause a strike, there would be no food. There's only like a certain amount of days in the refrigerator. uh, there's only about 4 days worth of food in the refrigerator, and people will starve after that. So just a truck driver strike would cause a famine, on a mass scale. So these things are happening. Things are happening now. As soon as see the result of the tax bill. All right, and all these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. All nations hating the men of the Lord for his name's sake, and his name is Yahweh Shai. All right, but that deliver you to be afflicted ties in with the book of Revelations. The devil will deliver you into prison. All right, for none of these things which thou shalt suffer, behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. Ye shall have tribulation. All right, so be ye faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. All right, it's talking about the FEMA camps and concentration camps and martial law that's coming in. The time of Jacob's trouble in Jeremiah 30:7. So these things are happening. These things are happening now. You know, um, Anything, famine, pestilence, like the movies Contagion and things like that, that could cause martial law, curfews. Chicago, so much crime and poverty there caused, I think, that caused the United Nations actually. That's martial law, and people are already concerned. Like Ferguson, you know, is just a result of, and that was bullshit. That was BS, and it caused an uproar in Ferguson. All right. So yeah, these things can easily happen. And these things happen before, recent, and will happen again. It's happening now. All right. So yeah, that ties in with what Yahweh Shah was saying. But you know, uh, and it's crazy because America, the Illuminati, everyone knows that it's a global thing. It's a one world government out there already, and so I wanted to say this. Every kingdom and nation is rising against nation, kingdom against kingdom. This thing's happening now, and it's funny because, I started thinking about this scripture. Hope I'm not butchering this too much. It said, Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. Every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. So, and if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? You know what I mean? And you know what? This Illuminati system, they are Satan. It was just fruit for thought. I encourage everybody to read Isaiah on be salvation for you, and his name is Yahweh Shai. But of course, what's happening right now here in America and the globe is uh, famine, pestilence, plagues, and sedition among men. These things are happening now. So again, the RFID microchip implant, where they make a incision into the right hand uh, and insert a RFID microchip inside the right hand. If you do not have it, you can't buy or sell. That is becoming mandatory here in America and the world. It's happening right now. And again, every Muslim president of every Muslim country is declaring war on Israel, and there will be a major world war, major war in the Persian Gulf. And this is happening now, and yeah, and again, these prophecies are happening. Every kingdom rises against kingdom, nation against nation, and all the nations are being divided in there's a major conflict between nations. See this on the news, and this is happening now. So with that, I want to say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Halal Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Honors, Apostles, Elders, Great Millstone, Blessed Ocular, push more into sincerity, Barakatham, Bahasham Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Racha Kodash. Shalom.